time it's gonna there won't be any bumps. All right, guys. So my name is Emil Sire. I'm a software engineer. I've been building software for 23 years in a row, nonstop. Um, and for the past 17, 18 years of that, I've been an entrepreneur. You'll see more slides on that in a minute. What this masterclass is about, it's about vibe coding, or it's about using an AI agent in order to write code. Our friend explained vibe coding is like going with your vibes. That's true. That's what Andre Karpati came up with that famous tweet. But basically, it is a new way of writing code. It's having like a sidekick, a pair programmer, being as intelligent as a PhD IQ, and not feeling tired, and always be there for you, and know the knowledge of the world. So it's a very, very strong concept. Despite the fact that there are a lot of memes, negative memes around vibe coding, like those who write code with vibe coding and they fail. Yes, that's true. But on the other side, 99% of the world is also writing code and they're not failing. So I'm going to try to give you that 99% of the perspective. But before I go on, I want to make sure that I tune my vocabulary to you guys, to the audience in the room. By show of hands, who is a programmer? Okay, so I'm looking at around 20% of people. Yeah, right now, around 20-25% of the room is a programmer. So those who did not raise their hand and who are not a programmer, can you please quickly raise your hand and tell me what do you do? Yes, please. Someone who writes code, like who writes code? Okay, then my vocabulary was wrong. I need to tune my vocabulary then. Okay, so now like 90% of people. Okay, that puts me in a new zone. Like, what is the difference between a programmer and a coder? Like, anyone who didn't raise their hand in the first one, saying like, huh? Self-confidence. Okay, if you gain self-confidence, then you call yourself a programmer. Okay, that's funny. All right, so I can use some technical jargon. Okay, we will do this, and we have certain people who are gonna follow this masterclass hands-on. Certain people who will watch it. It's super fast, therefore we don't have like these rounds of trying it on your own, so that we can deliver as much value as we can. If you fall behind in a step that I did and you couldn't do, or you couldn't install a software that I installed, it's okay. Just leave it, close your laptop, follow the conversations. Why did I call it conversation? Because I want to keep it as much interactive as possible, okay? Because whenever I prompt something, when I'm building this Chrome extension, I will talk about what we are building in just a minute. I will keep it conversational. You guys will ask me questions and we'll keep it conversational. Why? Because we're going to run this for 3 hours in a row. Off of that 3 hours gone. So at 8:30 we'll stop. There won't be any breaks in between, but you can take a break anytime you want because everything is recorded, so you can go on with that. It's down? Okay, then let's run a backup here. This internet is also super slow, but let me quickly see if I can do something about it. Otherwise, then we just stash. No, it says it's live, but it's only because the buffer is super slow and it can't upload. Let's keep this in the background. Don't worry about that. But everything seems to be running fine, like the microphone source, yeah. I'm sorry for the online people that I have been chasing for the past 10 days that join online, but now those guys. Yeah, go back to the YouTube channel, the main channel. There might be another live URL created. All right, so before I start, there's one more. I'm too high-tech for this workshop. Sorry about that. What I want to do is see if this thing works, because I don't want you guys to stay behind. Yep, it works. Somebody is sending me those vibes. It's not me. Thank you. Stop it, please. If you go to this website called vibestage.com, .emilsire.com, you'll see you will see a QR code coming along. And then whenever you do some of these things on your phone, and then you see things happening on my screen. So we can kind of like share these vibes while doing vibe coding, okay? All right, and the funny thing is that when I code, it also comes on the top of my code base. So we're gonna have a lot of fun. All right, so something about me. As I said, I have been coding for 23 years, 17 years of that, full stack engineer, 7 years doing mostly AI applications. For the past 2.5 years, I've been building AI agents. And if you put that in perspective of full stack development, that's like 20 years in total. I speak 5 human languages, around 20 computer languages, and also a lot of management lingo. So you can talk to me in management lingo because I've been building companies in the past 10 years. I built 5 companies in total, 2 agencies, 3 startups. One of my last startup was through this company that I worked for as a consultant. It was a pretty big company called Zap on these logos that you can see. $300 million scale up. I was director of engineering. I made some profits. I brought those profits to my startup, which is an AI agent, or was an AI agent. And oh, thank you. Yeah, lovely. Thank you. So this, my knowledge for the past 2.5 years of building AI agents comes from this startup, and then after that, consulting. So basically, this was a voice AI agent where I built a very cool thing. I'll demo it in just a minute if the tech allows me. We were building this old school. I'm not going to ask who knows this picture. Who knows this picture? Let me see. Okay, you guys are older than 40 years old. Because it's a 1980s series, a TV series. Alejandro, how do you know it? You're not full for. Okay, you know this picture. So this is a talking car. It's a science fiction in 1980s. David Hasselhoff talks to this car, and I was building this software that would do talking car software, basically. And feel free to give me vibes anytime. So I can also give myself some vibes here. So we were building the software. We kind of like pivoted towards this Samantha from the Earth 2013 movie, where you have a talking AI agent companion that talks to you, and then wherever you go, it is with you, and we were building that. But unfortunately, like through all of those hypes that we had during those times I really miss those times of my entrepreneurship, which was really cool. I brought a lot of my savings from my agency and my freelancing career, and I lost all of that. But unfortunately, after the liquidation, I got a new perspective, especially the experience when we were building the software. The experience I got through that voice layer, through the automation layer, where we use NA10, which we'll do today a lot. That is a great asset to me that I didn't lose. Now what I'm doing is I'm switching from literally from the past 6 months or 4 months, I'm switching from this founder mode to educator mode. I started a YouTube channel, it's growing, and I'm putting a lot of content, and I'm doing monthly workshops. I'm showing exactly the same software that I built in my startup. Now I show to the world how I do it, and I build it in public. So that means like I put everything online as I go. It's a series of workshops. The first one happened on 15th of March. It's 100% free, and I will keep my workshops for free. Hopefully, I'll keep finding sponsors, which is a little bit hard, and it's super sad to say after this internet problem that we had, too much negative vibes. Finding like 400 or 500 euros of a sponsorship to buy you guys just some pizza and some drinks, it's very hard. Like it's a very sad story. Like we need more people to take risks. And what we're building in these workshops is this one AI agent. It's called Samantha. It's a hands-free voice AI agent. You learn how to build this, and it works like this. You go hands-free, and you're biking, you're driving. Whenever you're in need of talking to your companion, you just give a phone call.
Hi, hey Mel. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Samantha, I have a quick question. I'm right now trying to give a workshop at 42 Berlin. It's a coding school. And I just discovered there is a problem with internet. Can you tell me a joke and put internet in the context?
Absolutely. Here's a joke you can use, tailored for your workshop and the internet situation. Why did the computer go to therapy at 42 Berlin? Because every time it tried to connect to the internet, it lost its sense of connection. And you could add, looks like even
Yeah,
our Wi-Fi
thank you.
wanted to join.
So it's basically um, and my storage is full. That means no online content for this workshop because of internet. Can you check if Riverside is now back? Life is back? Or maybe I can check it myself. This is so sad. I did a lot of preparation for this. There is a, no, it's working. Look. Yeah, it's working. Perfect. So you guys get some recordings anyways. It's going to be low quality recording because live stream, but my backup didn't work. Anyways, so what I just showed you is just a phone number. Behind that, there's a ChatGPT. Behind that, there is a workflow on NA10. And I teach that on a monthly basis. Every month, a new topic. And I think this combination of these three things is really, really powerful. I don't just teach it by coming here and then teaching it. I go and lock myself in a co-working space. I have 2 co-working space memberships in either of them. And usually on a Sunday, because I'm married, I have 2 kids, during the week I'm super busy with running errands. And I record these really detailed series. Like this is the first series that I recorded for 15th of March, where you get bite-sized tutorials, 5 minutes each, and then you basically go in and build that voice AI agent that you're supposed to build. And when I do these workshops, it's pretty much recorded with multiple cameras and the screen recording, really high quality voice, so that you guys get extremely good material for playback at home and then following the tutorials. The last one that we did on 17th of May went viral. 470 people registered. We had to be careful on how to pick the 120 so that we are not overflooded. And it went very nice. And what we are doing is we're basically focusing entirely on this NA10 workflows, vibe coding, and building AI agents. That's basically the 3 corners of the content that I'm creating. This is another playlist, also building voice AI agents that you can follow on the internet. And then this is a playlist where you can follow to learn vibe coding. So literally the gist of what we are going to do here is in that course, Vibe Coding 101 crash course. Actually, this course is based on my personal workflows. And this thing that I am showing you is a project that we build in this course. It's an early version of that, but it's like literally 2-3 weeks old. But we already got a new version, which is the desktop one, which I also stream on my YouTube channel, so that you guys can follow that, how cool vibe coding is. Like, I didn't know anything about Objective-C++. I've never written Objective-C++, and this is right now using Objective-C++ to mount all these emojis on top of these screens. It's really high, complex software, and this is built using vibe coding. So since you guys are programmers, I'd like to talk a little bit about this program that I'm running in my workshops called AI Champions. Please reach out to me if you want to become a champion, an AI champion. It's a program that you sign up for a week before the workshop happening. The next workshop is going to happen on 21st of June. So a week before you join the program, we go on a long call, 3 hours, 4 hours long call. I teach you everything. I teach all the champions everything about the content of the workshop, and then you are the captain of one table. So a table may have like 8 people, and then you're kind of like unblocking those people when they are blocked. The most interesting part about these workshops is that we have a lot of fun. It's not 3 hours, it's like the whole day, and it's moderated by a dear friend of mine, Rakesh, who's a coach and who takes like everyone and then makes sure that the vibes are up. And that's Rakesh actually. And we make sure that you get a lot out of it. And it is free. I'm planning to keep it free for throughout the year at least. And we keep building the same software again and again and keep adding it a new skill set to this series. I would like to say a few words about our sponsors. They bought you guys pizza, so if you like pizza, say thank you to them. So Trust You is a company that is an AI-first hospitality platform. They have these 3 departments, CXP, AI-powered review feedback analytics. So they go and take feedback of hotels from all over the internet and then show them on the dashboards for hotel managers to do that. CDP, a unified data for targeted personalized marketing. So usually people, when they go and check in different hotels, they have different systems, different software systems. So the CDP component of their software is kind of like unifying all that data. The customer data platform is making sure that hotels can see their guests as one profile, not so many profiles using so many different emails and so on, and then make intelligent decision making on that, and especially intelligent marketing. That's the most important part. And when it comes to AI agents, this is a component of the software that basically is a front-facing, customer-facing AI agent that uses the data from CDP or other sources and provide a kind of more ChatGPT looking like, and also it may change forms from text to voice to others as they grow. Cool company. I trust you. So they're already hiring a few companies. They're not a startup. They're a 17 years old company. Super secure, runway-wise, revenue-wise. Cool company to work with. If you're looking for a job, they are already hiring, and you can find it from this presentation, and you already know where to find the presentation from. emilsire.com/vibecoding. And these slides are there. And you can also connect with Malvika Madok, if I pronounce that name correctly. She's the acquisition manager, and that's the QR code you can scan later. And a special thank you for 42 Berlin, despite the Wi-Fi problem. Because without this room, without this, this level of support that we got from 42 Berlin, this wouldn't be possible. Thank you so much, everyone involved here, Nora, Vanessa, and everyone, Johanna. Thank you so much for managing this. This was not possible without this space. And I think we're going to have a lot of fun. Where are the vibes, guys? Come on, give me some vibes. To your coding school. All right, so the workshop that's happening next is going to be on 11th of June. This is the QR code where you can join. This is pure NA10 workshop. What we're going to do here is pure vibe coding. That one will be pure NA10. And then the next one is happening on 21st of June, and that will be pure, both of them combined, building Samantha. If Vanessa is in the class, sorry. Yeah. Well, you can call your AI agent Vanessa if you want. But Vanessa is also a beautiful name. I will rename my contact name to Vanessa if that's fine. So we have the 21st one. This is very interesting because our AI agent from 15th of March and from 17th of May already have the following capacity. It has access to Google Docs. It has access to your Gmail inbox. It can read emails. It can compose emails. Those 2 days are already recorded. You will not miss those 2 parts. This is part 3. So before joining 21st of June, I highly encourage you to go on my YouTube channel and consume the 15th of March and 17th of May, those 2 workshops, part 1, part 2, so that you can catch up with part 3 very well. What we're going to add in part 3 is perplexity, so it can search the internet. You can call, almost said Vanessa, you can call Samantha, And then you say, hey, Samantha, what's happening in Berlin in 1 hour? It will go to Perplexity, find the recent activities happening in Berlin and tell you that, oh, there is a party happening at Beachmeta Berlin, and there is a meetup happening at CIC and Ethos, AI Builders, cool guys. They're moderating. Anyways, I just shamelessly did my promotion. I'm also the AI Builders moderator. I'm managing that meetup as well. It's happening, I think, in 20th of March. I don't have a QR code for that. And that's the WhatsApp group for this particular workshop. I encourage you, if you want to continue with your laptops, to join this group, because then I send certain keys, like an API key that if you don't have a credit card to buy it, I can give you mine. You can use it for this workshop and so on. So I'll keep that, and then we'll start our hands-on. Before that, any questions? Okay. Joanna, can you see how many people joined in the WhatsApp group? Yes.
Have you tried Langflow?
Yes.
Compare with NAN?
Yeah, it's two different things. NA10 is more like low code. No code. Langflow is more. I didn't try extensively Langflow as much as NA10. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm totally messing it out with LangChain and LangGraph. So Langflow, I don't know Langflow. Okay. Okay. So it's more probably like NA10. I don't know it. But NA10 is old. It's really baked up. There are a lot of these automation platforms, but I don't know. And this is that vibe stage thingy. Okay. So please continue sending me these emojis. Even if you are bored, send me those boring emojis, so that I know and I can change something. It's an interactive workshop, okay? These emojis are from me, okay? This is not that you guys are bored, right? We're just starting. Alrighty. Okay, let's start. I am just about to start, but that sheet, you guys, by show of hands, who's a student in this room? Okay, so still we have some people who are not students. What I really found, very sad, is that in Germany, in Berlin, we don't have people who can sponsor a workshop. And usually these workshops are expensive. If you put the expense of the room, my hourly rate, I charge really expensive as a freelancer. And the amount of energy that I bring, the amount of energy that Joanna brought here in managing this, and we yet cannot find 500 euros a company in sponsoring to buy you guys pizza. Let's change something. Let's change something from this room, and I'm going to do this from now on in all my workshops. I'm going to create an account, and I will put a Google Sheets, and I will. This Google Sheet idea just came to me right now. I will actually do that. Since I'm building in public, I will do this. Every single penny you give through this QR code will go back to the next workshop. So if you get some value from this workshop, I was supposed to show you guys this QR code at the end of the workshop so that you get some value first, and then I ask, as Gary Vee says, jab, right hook, give, ask. My ask to you guys is that if you have 5 euros spare in your bank account, send it, because that 5 euro will buy a pizza to someone else in the next event. It's very hard to find 500 euros sponsorship. That's sad. Thank you. Thank you for all those vibes. That's not coming from my phone. Look, my hands are up. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, let's start. Let's start. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a nice little Chrome extension that I would like to show you guys first what I have done last night in one prompt. And that will be my target to build it for you guys. Like, if I can teach you guys one thing, it's going to be that eureka moment that I had last night. And I perhaps did a LinkedIn post about it. Man, I spam people on internet. So here, 21 hours ago, you can see I found this thing, which you will know in a minute. It's called, I'm still getting used to the name, Taskmaster. And then 18 hours later, so literally it took me 3 hours, I did a post about this, and the Chrome extension that I'm going to show you guys was literally built on internet. Come on, show me internet. Not working. There we go. So what I built was this Chrome extension that we're going to build here today together. And hopefully those of you who have a laptop and can follow and you have an internet connection can build something like this. So this is the UI of, this is the UI of Taskmaster. You will know what it is, how to do this. It literally changed my game of vibe coding. And to be honest, I'm someone who has been vibe coding for like 15 years. A lot of people curse me and say like, what are you talking about, 15 years? Andre Karpati mentioned vibe coding term on 2nd of February, 2025, 15 years? No, this is the Chrome extension we'll be building. So my vibe coding started all the way back when I got to know there is a website called Stack Overflow. And there is a green check mark on a Stack Overflow. So I used to go to that green check mark, pick something from the code that we got, paste it in my code base, it worked, then go and read it how it works. Now, that is happening 1,000x more, in 1,000x more speed. Only if internet can allow me, I can tell you guys what is this, but let's see it live. Hopefully the live thing works. Okay, so imagine if I want to, oh, actually this makes sense. I want to answer to, that's kind of so stupid, to leave a comment on your own post. But imagine if this is a post you want to leave a comment to, you get this little button, AI comment. That's what we're going to build. In this workshop, we're going to build this AI comment with using and leveraging AI a lot, AI agents a lot. And when you click this, if internet works, what it will do is it generated that comment. And this comment is so much in the context of that post. It says, impressive how Taskmaster is revolutionizing the coding process. Looking forward to the vibe coding masterclass and excited to see this AI-powered tool in action. Let's indeed build with AI, not just prompt it. This is so much relevant. And if I click on use comment, it will also put it inside this box for me. So this is so cool. Like, and this was done literally with one prompt. I didn't run my recording at the time, about which I just realized I have one extra recording to run, which could make some screenshots for you guys. I thought the internet will work. Yes, 16 GB, this should work. Let me. So it's going to create a time lapse for us, and we can at least have some information there. All right, so this is a light way to, you will get some documentation extra on the top of the live stream. Okay, so what we built, or we will build, is this AI button. When you click it, it goes on, in this Chrome extension, and so on. And in the process, we'll learn this thing called Taskmaster. I would like to pay a lot of gratitude for this cool dude on the internet. I even couldn't find him. I searched. There are a lot of cool programmers out there who build cool things, and they're totally unrecognized. I'm just a loud kid among the programmers who can talk. These guys are real heroes, because now what you see and you will get is this 10,000 stars on GitHub in 2-3 months is the big signal that there is something right this guy is building. And I think anyone who finds him, please let me know. I would like to pay special gratitude to him. He built something that I was looking for. And look at that. The actual serious contribution started in 16th of March. In 15th of March, I had that workshop in 16th. Maybe I should start doing some open source contributions as well. So this is a cool thing. If you guys want to do vibe coding the right way, this is what we'll be using. In this workshop, we'll be using this a lot. Okay? All right, so let's go to a whiteboard. And let's start like documenting everything what we're going to build. Okay? We're going to build a Chrome extension. In this Chrome extension, by show of hands, who has built a Chrome extension before? One person. By show of hands, who knows what's a Chrome extension? Okay, just waking you guys up. Give me some vibes. Hey. Okay, so anyways, don't worry. It's vibe coding. Everybody is welcome. Everybody can build a Chrome extension. So the architecture of this would be very, very simple. We have a Chrome extension that under the hood, it reads something from LinkedIn, from a LinkedIn post. It basically extracts the text from that. So basically something like this. And then it sends it to ChatGPT. And then that ChatGPT call is something that will be a prompt. It will say that, hey, this is the post. Please generate a comment like this. Give me back the text. So that's what this arrow will do. And then once it gets it back, and then it puts it back here on that LinkedIn post. So that's the simplest diagram you can think of. That's what we're going to build. All right? Okay. I'm going to quickly do a little bit of run by show of hands who has done what, so I know how fast or how slow I should go. Can someone please tell me how many people are here who knows JavaScript? Like, show of hands. JavaScript. Okay, 10%. How many people wrote Python code? Show of hands. Not relevant, but just to know. Okay. How many people started coding 3 months ago? Show of hands. Don't look at your neighbors. Okay, 3 months ago. Okay. And 1 year ago? 1 year ago? 2 years ago? 3 years ago? 4 years ago? 5 years? How many people have more than 5 years of experience? Okay. It's a very diverse set of skill set right now in the room. If I kind of like tune it for one group of people, it's hard for others to follow. If I tune it for others, then it's hard for others to follow. So I went to that table in the start of this workshop, and I told you guys that please install this and this and this software. Can you please show your hand if you installed Postman? Okay, that's nice. We have some people that we can do some hands-on. Show of hands, who signed up for N8N? Nice. We can do a lot of hands-on. And last cursor? Nice. We can do a lot of hands-on. For those who are not going to do hands-on, I'm sorry about that. You're going to feel a little bit bored because between my steps, I will take some time so that they can follow. But it would be really nice. They can get some value out of that, okay? All right, so we're going to build this little diagram, and as we go on, we'll come back here and then update this and do some small here and there updates and explain some more concepts. And please feel free to ask me a question at any time, okay? We're going to go nonstop for 3 hours, now maybe 2 more hours, and then we are good to go. Okay, so the first thing first, let's go to N8N. Go to your N8N, please. we're going to build a little tiny workflow first. And then we'll go to the workflow. Oh, who loves N8N? It's me. Okay, so once you go to N8N, you will see certain menus and diagrams and everything. I will try to explain everything step by step so that you can follow, and I will gradually go in and do something, okay? So in here you'll see create workflow. Don't click it yet. I'll show you what it does. On this left side, you see this panel that you can expand it or collapse it. And then in this list, you basically see all your workflows that you have created in the past, okay? Now click on the create workflow. You should see a grid like this. All of you have a laptop with a mouse. So if you move your mouse, you can see that you can move this grid back and forth. You can pinch in and out. You can zoom in and out. That's fine. And here you see a little bit map. Basically, with this, you can go back and forth. And if you like literally lost where is that button and you cannot find it, click on this bottom right, on the bottom left corner in this icon. And by clicking on that one, it zooms to fit to your diagram. It's a totally new way of doing things, but it comes from that old school, if this then that, if you guys are that old and know that, or Zapier or make.com. Make.com is not old, but Zapier is super old. This is a totally new way of doing workflow automation, but this one is particularly built for technical teams. And I think that's their slogan. Yeah, for technical teams. So it's super interesting. I met the CEO of N8N last week in their community meetup, and I've been following his story for 6 years or so. When I started another startup, I was following his story as a fellow Berliner. Okay, now click on this plus button, and then click and type here chat. Just click chat or type chat, and then pick chat trigger from here. Once you do that, then let me know, and meanwhile I'll quickly see the YouTube live session held. Okay. Can someone please, Alejandro, can you please see that camera thing on the camera? Post it on my face so some people can see that there's a human. No, the whole, yeah. Move it and frame me, yeah. So they see that there's a human talking, not an AI agent. Wonderful, thank you. Okay, so we have now a little workflow running there. Where did my workflow go? Here. And it has a chat thing. So there are a few concepts in N8N. If I take you guys back to the whiteboard, an N8N workflow is basically consists of two major windows. One is a window that has like a part here and then a part there. And one is a window that looks something like this. It has a part here, a part in the middle, and then a part on the other side. So we're going to see this, and then if you know the differences of these kind of like types of windows in N8N, and then you'll find it out. So this is called a trigger, or usually the trigger looks like that, and this is called a node. And a node can have like an input. This is called a setting, and this is basically an output, okay? And this is usually the trigger settings. So it's a trigger, it has a setting, and this is the output of that trigger. So that's, you see it always like that. When you have these different nodes, it's gonna happen like that. So you have a chat trigger. If you open it, do open it please on your laptops, and then say hi. Nothing will happen. It just will give it will show you an I message. Nothing will happen. Why? Because this workflow doesn't have anything but just a trigger. It triggers through a chat interface. And then click on this, now what we're doing is we're adding a node. You can see here it says search nodes. So we're kind of like putting a node that's gonna look like this. It has an input, a setting, and an output. A trigger had the setting and this output thing, like this. This is the setting and this is the output. And as you see that I typed I, if I go back here, you can see that the setting, whatever the setting is, we're not going to dwell too much deeper on that. And going to see that this output says hi. Okay, that's nice. And this output is a JSON. I saw that 90% of the room is a programmer. So you guys know what's a JSON. By show of hands, who do not know what's a JSON? I can explain it quickly. Okay, so JSON is a JavaScript object notation. It's a way of representing data. So that square brackets means it's an array. That means like there might be multiple of these things coming. That curly braces means this is an object. That means there are some properties here. Properties could be your name, your age, your blah, blah, blah. In this case, it's a session ID. That's the value of the session ID. The action, which is send message. Chat input, which was hi, we typed. So that entire representation of that is called a JSON. So it's a way of representing data in computers, and a very, very common way of representing it. Okay, so now the next step, all of those who are following, click this and type AI agent, okay? Just type AI agent. And now you see that this window seems similar to what I explained. There is this little input, AI agent or whatever settings, that's the name, we can change it, and output. And then we'll see a lot of things in this output area, and we'll see a lot of things in this input area, and we'll do something in the settings area. All right? Any questions so far? No? Let's do some settings. So I'm gonna go and click on this back to canvas. For now, let's go just click this link called back to canvas. And click on before you click, I would like to explain something here. And also I would like to explain what is an AI agent. Before I do that, I'd like to give another chance to you guys and explain what's an AI agent. Anyone wants to explain what's an AI agent? Yes, please. It's an LLM model. An AI agent is an LLM model.
Yeah, so it's, I mean, maybe you can think of it as an entity that is intelligent, but you need to feed it information in order for it to also processes this information, and then does an action.
Okay, so I heard process LLM, output action. Those terms are what I heard. Very good. You are already covering a lot of good aspects of it. So an AI agent is a piece of software that basically has at least these three components. It can have more components, but at least these three components. An LLM, or an intelligent system that can think by itself and it understands natural language, a memory, it can learn over time, and a tool attached to it. It can perform certain tasks. It can execute tasks and so on. So let's go on and put a chat model. Here, please type open AI chat model. And now is the time that I should share. An API key with you guys. By show of hands, who do not have WhatsApp running on their laptop so that they can easily copy paste? Nice. Okay. You can then move it from your laptop because I'm going to send you guys an API key. Or maybe by show of hands, who do not have an OpenAI API key? Do not have. It's a negation. Nice. Everybody has an OpenAI. You don't have an API key? You don't have an API key? Okay. So, okay. I will share an API key with you guys. I have to take a risky move now. No call coming from anyone. Clemens, go away from my face. Where is that? It's this one, right? No, this is not 27th of May. If there was anything private there, please don't misuse it, guys. I'm doing it for good reasons. So we have 37 people in the group. I will share certain keys here, okay? So now we are going to set up an API key of OpenAI with our N8N workflow so that whatever happens in N8N, it can do an API call to ChatGPT. So basically, this thing, like this Chrome extension, actually I lied here. There is more to it. There's one more step here. The Chrome extension is not going to do the API call. There's one more step here. N8N will do that. So we will call a workflow in N8N. N8N will call ChatGPT. ChatGPT will give it back to N8N. And then N8N will give it back to ChatGPT. So it's going to be a stack of calls happening like that. Okay? So now what we're doing is we're going to solve this part of it. Once we solve that part, and why did I tell you guys to put Postman? You'll know it in a minute. Why? Because we're going to trigger Postman to do this and then do this. Once the testing happens with Postman, and then we are going to go and put it together with Chrome extension. So we go in two phases. Phase one, create our entire N8N workflow, basically our backend. Phase two, create our front end, which is the Chrome extension. Okay, so this Postman will go for testing this thing. All right, now I'm going to go and show you guys how to get an API key from N8N. So you need to go to this page. For those of you who have an N8N account and have put their credit card, I think you need to have that in order to get an API key. So go to this URL, platform.openai.com. And then once you're there, then go to login. Okay. And what we're going to do next is go to dashboard, go to API keys, and then create an API key. And here, I'm going to delete it later, but it's okay. I have been saying that since 27th of May. Look at that. I said I'm going to delete it now. I have never deleted it. So don't worry, I have an API key limit. You can bankrupt me, so you can use this API key. All right, you get that API key, and then you come over here, and then click on this. Click on this credentials to connect with. Click on create new credentials. Paste your API key in here. I'm going to take a break so that you guys can catch up. And then you click on save and test. You should see this green screen. I will repeat everything again, okay? So if you do not have a paid ChatGPT account and you do not have your credit cards, go to WhatsApp, copy this text. You're not seeing this last message? Did I send it to someone else? Oh, maybe it's another internet issue, syncing issue. If you have the same Apple ID, maybe you can copy it easily. Some people join newly. Yeah, one person joined new. I'm going to paste again. Yeah. Thank you, Servando. Okay, this is a crucial step. We can wait a little bit, but then once everything is unblocked, then I'm going to speed up, okay? Okay, so by show of hands, who did not put their API key setup in place? Okay, everybody did the API key setup, right? Can I move on? Okay. I don't see anyone raising their hand if they're blocked, because it just keeps building upon that. If you're blocked, don't be shy. Please tell me, I will come and help. Nice, let's go on. So now we have the API key and everything set up, all right? What happens next? The next step is that we're gonna open a simple model here, whatever model you see, but I have ChatGPT 4o mini, and then click on back to canvas, okay? Once you click the back to canvas, then what we will do is we will immediately start chatting with this, okay? If I say hi, you should see this response coming back. And this response is coming back from ChatGPT. By show of hands, who do not see this beautiful, mesmerizing animation of N8N? Each time I see this in my LinkedIn posts, videos, I stop there and I look at it for a few minutes. So I saw 2 people do not see this approach, right? 2 people. Can the neighbors please see if you can help them? Otherwise, I'll come in and help him or her. There are 2 people there. Okay, one is unblocked, the other one is this gentleman. That one. The guy with muscles. Muscles. With a ponytail. Anyone else blocked? Not seeing this mesmerizing animation?
I mean, yours is green
Yeah?
and mine are not.
What do you see?
I see the same, but it's not. I already did mine.
Say hi.
Yeah.
Can I get your laptop, please? This is a very common error that's happening on N8N. Refresh. There are a lot of non-bugs. Yeah. Double refresh it. If that also didn't work, then leave the workflow, come back. I'll explain that problem on the screen, so some other people might also face it. Did you save it? Is it a locally hosted N8N? Or it's a cloud-based?
It's cloud-based. I mean, I'm in the browser.
You can go in, okay, then go and create it again from scratch. It's just a few steps.
You're streaming from your laptop, right?
Yes.
So maybe you put the volume down, the feedback will,
there you go. Now it is turned off. It's turned off. So there is no. No, this is not that. It's a totally different frequency. Probably the adjustment, the feedback is happening from the adjustment problem. If it was too annoying, maybe I can take off the microphone entirely. Okay. So by show of hands, who is blocked and do not see this mesmerizing animation? There is one blocker here. We'll try to unblock it. Do you need any help? You're done, or you need help? It's still not working? Can you save your workflow?
I saved it now. Go refresh.
Which browser are you using? Firefox? Can you change your browser to Chrome or something that you have? It could be a browser. Okay. We'll come back to you in the next round of like hands-on, okay? But please keep doing that. Maybe you can see them. Yeah, wonderful. Okay, now what you see is we have created a simple way to chat with ChatGPT. But there is one small problem here. Look, if I type this thing here, pay attention here. if I say, hi, my name is Amal, and I hit enter, and it says, hi, Amal, how can I assist you today? In the next message, I'm going to say, what is my name? Okay? If I enter, you see that it says, I'm sorry, but I don't know your name. How can I assist you? The reason is because every single ChatGPT API call that happens, it's stateless. What does stateless mean? It means it's not remembering something. It's not storing a state. It's stateless. So the state of the current conversation with this ChatGPT API call, it is not stored anywhere. It is basically, each time it's a new conversation. So in order to give this particular AI agent some state or some memory, some storage, click on memory, and then click on simple memory. Please do those steps. You're unblocked, or I can help you now? Oh, it's working now. Perfect. Nice. And now click on memory, and then click on this simple memory. Okay, now what do we do next? We just keep it as it is, just get out of there. What you now should have is a ChatGPT model, an API call going to ChatGPT, and a so-called simple memory. It remembers things. I will explain where it remembers because the room is full of technical people. I will use some technical jargon and try to explain how things under the hood in N8N works. But let's try it out again. If I mention, hi, my name is Amal, and in the next call I say, what is my name? It should tell me my name, and it should have all those green check marks there. Can you double check that on your systems, and then I'll explain what happened under the hood. Okay, anyone who's blocked, who cannot see a memory or a ChatGPT call? No one? Nice. It's going to get a little bit intensive and faster, so we're going to go faster and faster, okay? So now what happened under the hood is that there is some sort of temporary memory going on, maybe a Redis server, maybe something that this particular node is taking your session, spatially based on your session ID, and it's storing it there. And when you have another call coming to this, and it goes and retrieves it back from that session ID. And then it kind of sends the entire chat history to ChatGPT for the next call. So if you guys ever wrote any JavaScript, Node.js, Python code that you do an API call to ChatGPT, you basically send the chat history. That's exactly what this node does. It basically sends it back to that based on that session ID, this unique ID, and then it remembers it and it pulls it back whenever a chat call comes back to N8N. But who wants this chat here? I don't want this. I want to call this from Postman. I want to call it from an API key. So how do you do that? It's very simple. You take the chat when they're just bloat away, delete it. Please do that. Delete the chat instance. And then click here, and then put Webhook. Click on Webhook. I really like this. Nobody's giving me these emojis anymore. Okay, so once you get the webhook, I will explain everything once everything is running, but let's do that. You go to webhook, you go back or press the escape button on your keyboard, and make sure that this is connected, okay? These these two things needs to be connected like this. Drag and drop literally connects it. Now, if you go to Webhook, double click it so that you can open this, and then you click on change this method from get to post, and then click on start listening. Okay? Yes, please. One more time. Okay, what did I do last? There was a chat window here. I threw away the chat window, so there was this chat trigger. It was something like this. I clicked on this to focus, and then deleted that element. It's gone. And then I made a webhook, and then I connected this webhook to this AI agent like this. Could you do that? Okay, just double click on webhook, and then you see it in this state right now like that. And then click on HTTP method, click on post, change it to post. Okay? Now click on listen, and then now you have a URL. Okay, copy that URL. I promise literally after like 2-3 minutes we are going to start vibe coding, okay? Literally in Cursor and Taskmaster and so on. We're going to be in maybe 5 minutes to 10 minutes if we don't see any blockers coming. We'll be done with our backend part. And then we'll go to the front-end part, which will be building it in Cursor. Okay, so once we copy that, then go to your Postman, click on the plus, change this to post, paste that URL that you brought from there, and then go to body, click on raw. You can make it a little bit bigger. And then click here, change it to JSON. Put a JSON payload here, something like post ABC. So things that you need to do. Change this to post, paste the URL you brought there, and then do this change, and then do this change. Those are all the changes that you need to do on your screen. I opened the software that I installed previously called Postman. You don't have Postman? I got you covered. Hold on. I will send you guys a link to a software like Postman that you can try. So this is what you can try, which will work like Postman since you didn't install Postman. So go and open this one. Same concept. You go to your NA10 workflow, copy this URL from here, go to this website, paste it here, and then change this from get to post, and then click on body, and then in here, put that kind of like post ABC. That's it. And then click on send. Yes?
Can you show it again when you start this with Postman?
Okay. Let's wait for a little bit for these guys to follow who do not have Postman installed. So you need to paste this thing here, change this thing there, click on body, make sure that this is JSON, and then paste this one. So follow all those arrows. You should be, you got it? Perfect. Post. It used to be get, change it to post. It used to be get, and then I changed it to post.
Could you please also show the URL for this?
Oh, the URL.
You already, another one. You send it to not the Postman.
Oh, I see. You need to go to this recbin.com, reqbin.com. Go to this website, then you get to this page where you can do the API call. All right. So I'm going to go on because these are really basic things, and I think since we have like 90% of the room as programmers, I'm going to kind of like speed up because we have a lot of cool things to cover on the other side of things. All right, so I have this, I'm going to do a post request, and it says 404. Why do they say 404? 404 literally means it doesn't exist. This thing that you're talking to or you're planning to send this information to do not exist. Usually it is because the workflow was running in test mode and it turned off itself. It has some timeout. So come back here, press it, send it, then you see a good news, and API calls good news as 200, and it's green. That means workflow was started. If I now come to my N8N workflow, thank you. That's so cool. Whoever was it, thank you. Or maybe someone from the online people. How many people do we have online? Because the same guys from across the world, they press one of these buttons, I can see it here. 24, nice. Thank you, 24 guys. You trusted me despite the fact I was not there for like 30 minutes or so. Okay, so you see here a payload of so-called body post ABC. This is this piece of information that we are sending from Postman to N8N, okay? Back to the whiteboard so that you can follow what happens. So I had here Postman, or that Rick Ben software. It sent a piece of information to, what happened to my arrows? To Postman, and that piece of information was a JSON containing post ABC, that's it. And this post ABC will become the post of the LinkedIn post that we're gonna fetch it from LinkedIn, okay? And now this Postman, sorry, this is N8N, not N8N, yeah. And then this sent an API request to Uncle Sam Altman's company, OpenAI ChatGPT. And then what's wrong with my computer? It's lagging. And then a response came back, and that response came back to Postman. So like literally this round trip going from Postman to N8N, from N8N to ChatGPT back on the way is here underneath this little mystery of human invention called REST APIs. So we just created a REST API, we did an API call, we did the API integration, all of them while teaching, and everything happened like literally in the past 40 minutes or so. Now we're done with our API. Let's tune it up a little bit to kind of like create a comment output, okay? So I'm gonna go to my LinkedIn and find a post, copy this entire post. That's risky. Quotation marks, should be okay. If I send, instead of this ABC, this LinkedIn post, no, risky, I said risky because of the line breaks. Let me think. Let's take the risk. So I just need to remove the line breaks, so give me a second. Don't worry, this is something you're not going to do. So now this is all in one line. I hope it doesn't contain any escape character things that will break the JSON, and voila, perfect. So I got the entire LinkedIn post and I put it here. And if I send it, it's going to say 404. We know what is 404. It means that the workflow is down. I'm going to go back, make it up. I'll come back here, send it over, and come back here. We will see that instead of ABC, now I have the entire post coming here. And now if I go to AI agents, I told you guys that keep an eye on these two types of windows, right? Triggers and node. 95% of the time you will be dealing with mostly nodes, having this input, settings, output. So let's go and understand this. Header, I don't need anything to do with. This is the thing that I want to work with, the post, right? So I'm going to do something. I'm going to go in this dropdown, change this to define below. And I will say that I will do something here. I will turn on my dictation tool. This is a dictation tool I'm going to do. What you're going to see next on my screen, it has nothing to do with N8N, okay? It's a software that's running in my MacBook that listens to my microphone and it transcribes my voice. Can you please create a nice and friendly LinkedIn comment for the following LinkedIn post? My name is Emil Sire, if you need to use anywhere in the logic. I'm a software engineer with 23 years of experience building web and mobile applications. I have a bachelor's degree in computer science, a master's degree in AI. I'm married, I have 2 kids, 1-year and 6-year-old. I live in Berlin. I was an entrepreneur for 17 years. Now I'm trying to become an educator by doing workshops and so on. That's enough. That's enough information. So I give some context to this context window about me, that this is me, this is what, this, that. And maybe I can copy paste like 20 of my nice posts from the post that went viral or the post that I like or the writing style. So I paste all of that there and my dictation tool failed.
Which one are you using?
Whisper, Super Whisper. 1, 2, 3 testing. It's working now. You need to listen to my story one more time. Can you please create a LinkedIn comment for the following LinkedIn post? Let's do that first. And then I'll give it some personal taste. Okay? Now, in here, click on expression, from fixed to expression. And now it's the funny time. Like, take it, drag it, drop it here. I like that. Okay? And if I click on test app now, you will see that it's failing, and I know why it's failing. Just go away and then kick out the memory for now. We don't need it for any reason. And then you should see something like this. But this is not a good output, right? It is not personalized. This output is so much robotic, it's using too many emojis and so on. I may influence it by saying things that I just said on the microphone which failed. In here, I can say like notes or important notes. For example, don't use emojis. Don't use hashtags. Keep it fluent for reader, and blah, blah, blah. Whatever that you put in this context window, it will consider it, and then the output that you will receive will be like that. Not emojis, fluent, and blah, blah, blah. And I really don't know why ChatGPT and all the LLMs try to use, don't use, what's that called? It's not a dash. It is something, M dash, it's called M dash. It's bigger than the dash, and it looks ugly. There we go. So it's a little bit more fluent. Like, this sounds like fantastic opportunity to witness the power of AI in action. It's impressive how Taskmaster can transform a simple prompt into full-fledged development process. I'm looking forward to seeing how this tool enhances productivity and creativity in coding. Best of luck with live showcase. It's great to see such innovation in the developer community. Thank you, whoever wrote that. Okay, so now we have an API that considers all of that. And this message is literally coming from an endpoint here. But look what happens. If I send this, after fixing this or running the endpoint, if I run this, I don't see that information in my Postman. I want to see this here. Why? Because of this reason. When the Chrome extension sends a request to N8N, it's the same way as if this Postman is sending a request to N8N, and then N8N sends it back here. These two arrows are going to be the same as it is sending it back to the Chrome extension. So what I want to get is like when I say, hey, this is my post, give me back the comment for this post. I want to see that comment coming back to me, that XYZ comment coming back to me in Postman. How do you do this? There is a small concept in N8N you need to learn. Okay, let's do that. In N8N, when you go to your webhook, there is this respond dropdown. And usually, by default, it says immediately. Okay? Now change this to respond to webhook. So change this respond from immediately to use respond to webhook node. Please do that change. And then go back to your workflow. And then the workflow, when it has a problem, it shows you in this yellow color. And if you read the description, it says node configuration changed. Output data may change when this node is run again. So if I run this node again, and I hit this workflow, I get the ugly 500 internal server error. For programmers, they know that this is an error happening inside the server, inside the API world. So if I go here, I see this error that says no respond to webhook node found in the workflow. Why? Because, and you know, right now it's an educational content. It has like only 3 nodes on the grid. But when you go and build your workflows, you usually see a lot of them, like literally things like that. I don't know who built this, but that's a very bad workflow. If it fails, it's very hard to debug. I would do it like more sub-node flows. And anyways, so you will end up doing something like that. Why am I taking it super slow and trying to show you the ropes so that you can find your bug, read this, and then find this little thing here. Actually, this would be a very nice feature request if I click this. Yeah, it could be like open the node for me, and then it basically does that. It opens that node for me. It's a good, nice feature request for N8N. And then you see here, you read the message, you will end up understanding what's the problem. Otherwise, click on this Ask AI Assistant. I call it vibe coding inside N8N. So you do that. And then you will finally find your way out. Why am I emphasizing on this? Because you're just starting your journey with N8N. I want you to not be blocked. When you get blocked like this in a workflow, usually this AI assistant helps you. If it doesn't help you, take a screenshot of this entire thing, and then go to your ChatGPT, another risky move, and then paste it here, and then ask, what should I do next? That's called vibe coding. We're getting our feet in the door of vibe coding, not knowing a lot of things about a lot of things, and yet building a lot of things. So now it's in kind of guiding me to do this and that and this and that, but it's okay. Let's go to here, because I know it's the problem. I will explain it to you, but those are the tips that will take you a long way to create the best workflows. Okay, I need to click here and then type here respond. And then you should be able to see this respond to webhook and then click on that. So what did I do? I clicked on this plus button and then I typed respond here or respond. And then I'm supposed to click on this respond to webhook. Okay? Once you do that, then click on back to canvas again, please. And then your workflow should be good to go. But there is still one small piece to be done. I click on test workflow again, go to my Postman, click on send. This time Postman is taking time. That means it went to ChatGPT. Look at this, beautiful. It took 2.43 seconds to come back. And it brought back this beautiful piece of text for me that can be sent to the Chrome extension. This sounds fascinating and blah, 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 blah. Taskmaster author should be super happy from this promotion. I really like the tool, therefore I'm doing it. And when I start vibe coding in like maybe 2-3 minutes, I will tell you guys what I used to do and now how Taskmaster from last night is gonna do it for me. Okay, so we basically build ourselves an API that does a ChatGPT call that has a system prompt that works on N8N. That means it's scalable. If we get like 100 million calls, it can scale. Hopefully that scales. But it's a $80 million funded startup, so their cloud infra should be good. Yes, there's a question.
So you put this statement post here, I think you strip all the new lines.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something we need to take care of?
Yeah, we will take care of it inside the cursor. It's going to happen. It's just for this postman I had to do. If you want to try this thing on your own, just remove all the lines, put everything in one line, and make sure that there is no double quotations, because a JSON starts with a double quotation, like this, a double quote, like two quotes next to each other, not single quotation, and it ends with a single quotation. But if, let's say, if there is like a double quotation here, it's going to break the JSON. So therefore, replace the double quotations maybe with one quotation, or do the skip characters. I think this is how you do double quotations. I'm almost. Okay, no more computer science. Okay, anyone who has a blocker at this point in time? Blockers? What's your blocker? No? No blocker there? Yes, what's your blocker?
My workflow hasn't ran through. I think it's because I'm updating the prompt.
Louder, please.
I'm updating the prompt now, where it says our node define below. So I just did.
Yeah? Did you change it to expression? This one.
Define below, right?
This one. In the define below, in the bottom, you need to change this thing to expression. Yeah. Someone else who is good with N8N or who work, maybe they can help you, and I'll carry on to the next step. This one, this gentleman. The guy with the blue shirt, yeah. Okay, any other questions? I'm switching to vibe coding now. So we are done with our backend endpoint. Now we are going to go and do some vibe coding with cursor. Okay. Before I start vibe coding, I would like to explain what is there. What else is there? We're going to spend our entire time onto cursor. Cursor is an IDE. It's a fork of VS Code with a lot of cool tooling around it. It's a code editor. It's an AI code editor. You can download it. I use it all the time. I use Windsurf all the time. I used to use it all the time, but I stopped using it. You will get used to a lot of tools in one VS Code, or one code editor, and then you will stick to it for a long time. It's very hard to switch it later on. It's kind of like a feeling. So choose it with care. Try Windsurf as well. Try, how do you pronounce it? Klein or C-Line. Copilot with VS Code, or Klein plugin with VS Code. There are a lot of them out there, but Cursor is one of the best ones. Okay. And as I said, we are going to do Taskmaster, but before we start using Taskmaster, I will show you how I used to do it until last night, and I'll show you how this thing will save a lot of time. But before we start doing everything, so we have got 1 more hour left, okay? Or maybe we take another 10 minutes, 1 hour, 10 minutes, 1 hour, 15 minutes left for our vibe coding, and I hope we'll finish that. Before we go there, I'll take 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, to show you guys these 3 other tools that are there. Lovable, and Firebase Studio, and my favorite, Replit. Why do I want to touch on this topic quickly? Because there are tools out there that you as a vibe coder can use without all the technical jargons around this, or without all the technical things around this. I'll send it on the WhatsApp group. I hope it was lovable.com. And then Firebase Studio. It's a .dev, sorry. All right, so what do we have here? It's just a prompt. You prompt it, and then it builds things for you. I'm going to spend literally 5 to 7 minutes, so let's say 1 or 2 minutes per tool, and we will build something. I will build something very, very simple. Let's say this vibe thingy. Can you build a simple web application that has some emojis on the screen in random locations? I'm going to copy the same thing, hit enter to Lovable. Let me quickly log in. What it does is it basically generates code on the right side. Besides generating code, it hosts it. That means it's basically available for usage on a domain name immediately. And it has these cool integrations, Supabase and GitHub. So for those, as I said, like they're beginners in vibe coding, they can use Lovable. This is not the best choice. I did another vibe coding workshop, can't remember, 4th of April, I think. The video, everything is there on my YouTube channel. And there I used Lovable, Replit, I believe, and one more, Firebase Studio or something. And I created the same app in those 2-3 different tools. Lovable came number 3rd. Number 1 was Cursor. Yes?
Can I ask you something?
Yes, please.
I'm coming more from the design side.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it was much more easier to use Lovable when it comes to prototyping.
Yeah.
What's your take on that?
Absolutely. You just nailed it. For prototyping, for UI intensive, Lovable is good. For complicated, as my son says, he emphasizes on complicated too much. For complicated backend full stack apps, it's not nice. Why? Because it doesn't have like a drop down where I can, or it does, I don't know. It doesn't have like a feature where I can change the model from Claude to Gemini, from Gemini to ChatGPT, and so on and so forth. And in Cursor, we have that. So there's a drop down that I can change things.
So it's very good to have like a boilerplate or something?
Yes, for boilerplate, for small little projects, Lovable is a nice way to go. Oh yeah? You create designs in Lovable?
Like simple UI instead of just doing
I see.
directly on Lovable, but to your point, you think you're bot, like you get 80% right, but
Yeah.
then this 20% you need to spend.
And then you spend always like a lot of credits on making that work.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the output of Lovable with one prompt. And we're going to use the same prompt and go to Replit. Let's go to Replit at the end. Let's go to Firebase Studio. Same concept. It has like a chat, an output area. It also generates code. It connects with your GitHub and so on. And then one thing I'm more optimistic about Firebase is because I've been using Firebase for 7-8 years now. Firebase is a suite of tools. It has database and it has everything like server-side scalable functions, a NoSQL database called Firestore, authentication, and so on. It's like Supabase, if you know. Supabase is basically the open source alternative for Firebase. But I'm more optimistic about Firebase's future. Why? Because they have a lot of data and everything is so cool when it comes to Firebase. Okay.
Have you used Stitch already? Have something
How is that
to say
called?
about
Stitch? No.
Stitch?
No. It's like this.
How it's basically this new Google UI companion
Okay.
to Firebase, or it's just called companion.
I don't know.
They released it 7 days ago.
No, I don't know.
Okay.
I'll give it a first look. Okay, so the user experience of Firebase is this way. I think Replit also goes in this way. It kind of like confirms from you things. It asks you which color scheme do you want and do you want to change it and so on, and things like that. So I'm gonna just let it go. It actually also asks me what do you want to build. So it's gonna build a TypeScript next to CSS. So I think it's going to take some time. To the favor of time, I'm going to go also spin off Replit and ask it to generate something. Now I need to know which account that I use for Replit. We don't have any internet problem anymore. Isn't that amazing? Oh, indeed, somebody has to log in. Oh yeah, thank you so much. Thanks. It's okay. It's the stars are aligned. Both stars are sitting behind each other. Okay, so I think this one was the one, but it's okay. I think I can use this one. I may be able to go with this one. Yeah, it's only one prompt, so I'm gonna just show you guys the UI for this. So this is still cranking some numbers. And this one is still running, so let's wait for that. Replit is a lot more better than all of the other ones available. I tried like maybe 5 of them. But again, my go-to solution would be this solution that I covered in my crash course, the Vibe Coding 101 crash course, where I used Cursor, not any of these off-the-shelf hosted platforms. But to be honest, if I have to do something in 2 hours and I need it on the internet, I will go and use them. But if I want to build something, especially you guys are from a university, I would want to spend some time and do my stuff the engineering way, the hard way, the cool way, so it can do that. Anyway, so it's still generating some numbers. Let's see, there we go. This is the result of Firebase Studio. And this is the result of Replit. It's still not finished. And I hope this crowd gets it right. Who generated nice emojis? This one? Or this one? Or this one? Who says Lovable? Okay. Okay, someone is getting it. Who says this one? This is Replit? Not so many people. And who says Firebase Studio? Not so many people. Who is the number one? Come on. Platforms, tools, yeah.
And Cursor is a bit more like
engineering tool. It's for engineers, for software developers, for coders. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Exactly. Yeah. So now we have exactly 1 hour left for this session. Okay. What we're going to do, we're going to switch to actual vibe coding, and the rest of the hour we're going to take that backend endpoint that we created and then put it in that front end that we're going to build. Okay. Before I start, I would like to bring your attention to a few things. Let me see, where do I have that? Yep, here. So the crash course that I am talking about has all these topics, 38 lectures or something. And in one part, I have talked about best practices, vibe coding best practices. I talk about using a dictation tool like a software so that you can talk your mind out loud. Give clear instructions, which we'll do in a minute. Keep things simple and atomic features, like don't build too many features at the same time, otherwise the AI will hallucinate and build crappy code. Use this approach that I call it RDD, not TDD, like test-driven development, but README-driven development. I used to talk about this and I posted about this like multiple months ago, 3-4 months ago, when vibe coding was a new vibe. And last night when I saw Taskmaster coming with this how do they call it even, I'm getting used to it, PRD, Product Requirement Document. And it goes so much with that vision I had with RDD, README-driven development. We'll see that in great detail. When my course was recorded, it was a month ago, I didn't know anything about Taskmaster or the way this software uses this approach. And then this is very important. I have seen extremely experienced developers with 7 years of experience not knowing Git commands, using the GUI, clicking things around. Don't do that. Learn Git by heart. We will do a lot of Git stuff now when we get to the vibe coding session. Use the screenshots for creating context around what you're building. So like take a screenshot of the error, put it in the LLM, take a screenshot of the diagrams, make sure that you do that. And then ask Cursor to double check, triple check what you're building. It will do that very good, like clear the context and then say that, can you double check if this thing that you built is good or bad? And also, sometimes it's good to put two LLMs in combination. Load ChatGPT on this side, talk to ChatGPT, brainstorm with ChatGPT, take the output of ChatGPT, copy paste it in Cursor. That way then it works. And then the temp is a cool concept that I came up with myself. Like put in gitignore a temporary folder and then put all your code that you find from the internet, the code snippets that you get from ChatGPT, bring it inside Claude and inside your, how do you call it, Cursor's folder structure without Git committing, Git pushing it to your Git repository. And then keep an eye on your Git diff. We'll do that when we start doing in just a minute. Like always check your code how it's evolving. Between each Git commit, double check, triple check if the AI is hallucinating too much. If it is, then go and ask it to fix it. If it is hallucinating way too much, then git stash. Remove everything, then start everything again from scratch. And test extensively, like test everything that you see in front of you and write tests. Doesn't mean test just by clicking the UI, but also write tests, do some tests, unit tests and end-to-end tests and so on. Those were just quick recap of those lectures, but every single one of them have a great detailed, I can show it here. You can find it from this one, 38 lectures. Every single one of them have a very detailed, I know you're bored, whoever is bored giving me that emoji, I know, sorry. I'm coming and starting the vibe coding. So this is a detailed lecture, and every single one of those that I showed you is of a 5-minute, 3-minute, 2-minute long lecture, 8-minute long lecture. So you will find a lot more information on this YouTube series. Let's go start vibe coding. Okay, I'm gonna create a project inside my vibe coding 101. I'm gonna do, okay, let's go to GitHub first. I'm gonna create a GitHub repository and create that GitHub repository as, I will open source it so you guys can also use it. I'll call it, what did we name it? The Chrome extension? Pilot something? Post-pilot? Content pilot. Prompt pilot. Prompt pilot. So let's call it prompt pilot. I already have one. Let's remove the dash. Okay. So I'm going to keep it public, and I'm going to open source it as MIT license so you guys can knock the hell out of it. I'm going to copy and paste it here. Okay. I'm going to clone it, cd prompt pilot, open cursor on it. All right, so this is cursor. It's boring, it's in dark mode. You usually use it in a dark basement, but it's super powerful. It will build a lot of cool things for you. And when you build those cool things, please do tag me on LinkedIn for appreciation. That is the only way you can pay back to me, or the €5 coffee, which will go back to the community. But at least do the tagging, please, when you build those cool things. So what I used to teach, especially in that course, which I need to update now after finding out this Taskmaster, is I create a README file. I usually created a README file. In that series, you'll see that I'm creating a README file, and I turn on my microphone, and I talk. And from the response of this talk, I generate my README here. And something that I do it personally, not in the course, is inside this, I have certain tasks, and then the tasks are usually explained like this. And then when I am done with one task, I put an X on that task. So that basically it's a check mark. If it's like heading, and then that one is the check mark. Okay? Now, all of this manual work that I used to do is done with Taskmaster. So let's go and install and know what is Taskmaster. So Taskmaster is this open source terminal software. It runs on your terminal, and it does all of those vibe coding related things that I used to do in MD files. Now it is done for me with pretty much a lot of automation you'll see in just a minute. Forgive me for some commands that I don't know because I got to know it last night. And this is an extremely fast emerging frontier. What I'm showing you is a software that a dude on the internet built 3 months ago, and it has 10,000 stars. That's respectful. That's a lot of stars for a project to go, for an indie project to go that big. And a lot of programmers like me are coming in the game and explaining things in a different way. So in 6 months, in 1 year, you will totally see new tooling around vibe coding. So let's start this. So how do you install it? It's simple. It's simply an npm package. So you need to npm install -g Taskmaster AI. That's how you need to do that. So run that on your terminal. By show of hands, who do not have a terminal? Maybe we switch it to just a show only. Okay, nobody has a terminal, good, because you cannot follow me then. Then let's go and switch it to a show only, because we have only literally 40 minutes left, okay? Or 50 minutes left to the session. So let's go on. So I'm going to install this. I already have it, but I'm going to show you how the installation works. So you do this. It installs it globally to your terminal. You can also execute it with npx so that it can run and run only on internet. Okay, it is installing it now. And when you have it, and then you should see something like Taskmaster should turn on green. If you want to know what is this terminal that I'm using, don't worry, I got you covered. It is in the crash course. I teach you how to install this terminal and know if something is properly installed by seeing this thing if it's green or if it is red if it's not installed. Anyway, so it is installed. I'm going to init. That's how you initialize a new project with Taskmaster. You give it a name. Let's type TM instead of Taskmaster. Yes. And then, yes, all the settings were all done. And then in here, I'm choosing the current model 3.7 is good enough. What happened? I want to get the current model. No, that was good. Let's go to Claude 4. Claude 4 is out, right? let's see if I can find Claude 4 so that the generation is better.
Are these free models you're using?
No. You have to. I will come to that. We have to do API settings. Doesn't have it in the list. No, it has. Yeah, Claude Opus 4, Claude Sonnet 4. I don't know what's the difference between the two.
Enterprise.
Opus is the enterprise. It's also expensive. Look at the pricing there. Yeah. So let's go with the 4. I really want to use that one. Okay, and then I'm picking. Sonar Pro is okay. Fallback 3.5 or 7, I would say. This UX can be changed a little bit. It's hard to find it. Terminals are a little bit hard to navigate. Where did I see Sonnet?
All the way up.
All the way up. It's 3.7. So that we have kind of a fallback as a better model. So what happened here is something that I, in my course, did as one full 12-minute lecture. And if I go to my cursor, you will see things happen in this file system. It created a .cursor rules file, and this has certain rules implemented. What is a rule file in Cursor? It's basically a way to tell the LLM that is running Cursor, be it Claude, ChatGPT, or Gemini, or so on, to do things differently. Basically, it's prompt engineering. So this dude on the internet, I need to really find his name in my next workshops, talk about him and appreciate his work. He actually did all this prompt engineering, and he put all these rules so that our cursor can respect these rules and go on and write that code for us. This is so cool. This is so awesome. So that is one piece of work that he did. Another piece of work. No workshop is complete if we're not talking about MCP. And I'm trying to bring more MCP content in my workshops and my LinkedIn and on my YouTube. It creates this MCP server, which you can enable inside Cursor, and then through this MCP server, it can go and do things for you. So we need to get an Entropic API key and a Perplexity API key. I have both of them ready with me from the project that I was running last night. So I'm going to go and grab them from that project. I need to find out, what did I call it? Postpal. This was the name of this. Is it last night? 11:39. Yeah, this is the one. So in here, I should have. This is a Next.js app. No, it's not that one. Nope. It's a totally different date. I'm an owl. Oh, it's a morning, sorry. Sorry about this. Otherwise, it will take us a lot of time to generate those API keys. I want to go and find it out in here. May 20, 27. This is Vite, 19th of May. Let me quickly. It's this one. So. Okay. So we got it here, and now we need to put the API keys, okay? So I need these two API keys. One is called Perplexity. How you get the Perplexity API key is simple. Entropic API key. you go basically open, I will copy this to you guys. Please don't abuse it because I don't have limits on those two things. But if you want, you can use my API keys tonight at home. Then these two API keys needs to go here. We're gonna quickly finish them there and then put them there in two places, basically. One is Anthropic here, and also there's this .env file that you need to copy paste and run it like this. And where was the API key here? This goes here. Anthropic. So Anthropic is number one. Perplexity is number two. Why Perplexity? Because this particular AI agent called Taskmaster needs internet searching. It needs to go and check documentations and so on. So it uses Perplexity for that. So I have this Perplexity API key as well in here. I'm going to copy it, paste it here, and inside that MCP server configuration. Now, if I go to MCP settings here, open MCP settings, I can see that now this Taskmaster AI is running, okay? Just to be sure, I'm gonna turn it off and turn it on again, and you should see a green LED light on that. Looks like an LED light. Okay, now I think I'm good to go with my Taskmaster. The Taskmaster work has been done. I have a README, which I don't need. I can kick this out. Remember, what did I say? I said use Git all the time. So I'm going to go and use Git. So I'm going to put these two things in here. My terminal here. I'm right here. So what it now will do is it will listen to me. I will explain the whole concept of this Chrome extension, and then we'll see the magic of this tool. So first thing first, let's git init. Sorry, it is already a Git repository, so I will just need to push it. I'll call it initial commit. I have a Git shortcut here called git cp, which basically git add, git commit, git push, all of them in one command. But it should go and do that. So there are some problems here that's basically preventing me from doing this. But since we are vibe coders, I know what's the problem, but I want to show you like this is what you could do. Literally go to your prompt and then paste it here. It will show you what to do next. It's basically that I had some API keys. Okay, this is perhaps not the project that I'm currently. No, this is correct. There we go. Okay. So the push is giving me an error, result following violations before pushing again. Okay, so it is a pre-push hook that is saying something about an API key that I used inside or missing. Cannot contain secrets. That's good. So this is a new error that I'm seeing probably from the settings of this task runner that I already put some secrets in. Where did I put the secret? In one of the files that has to go away. So let's see which. Oh, I don't have git ignore yet. This is one of the lectures in my course where I show you guys how to put a git ignore. So this is important so that it basically ignores. Now I find it. It's the MCP JSON that was going to be checked in. So you see, there are a lot of tweets about people pushing secrets to their GitHub, especially vibe coders. And I was going to do the same mistake, but Taskmaster saved it because there is a kind of like a policy there under the hood, and it is called a pre-hook, a git push pre-hook. So before pushing something to Git, it's telling that, hey, don't do that because you don't have this important file called git ignore. And now I'm going to run it, and this time it's going to let me do the push, hopefully. And terminal inside cursor is nice, but it has some small flaws. It sometimes can get stuck. We'll see in a minute. We have another 35 minutes left, and I hope what happened to me last night, one prompt, and then it built the Chrome extension, will happen now, and then we'll complete. Yeah, I put it in the wrong place. It should be this one. Scan. Okay. This still there's something. It's not for this because we have it here. This is fine because the MCP server needs it. Oh, it's still in the Git history. So we need to go in the history. So let me see. This got a little bit complicated. We can also or Git pushing anymore. And yeah, there. This is exactly what I was looking for. And came up with. This is also fine. So it's checking the Git history right now. Basically, this Git log. This is a small bug in Cursor. Sometimes it gets stuck. All you need to do is like type continue, and then it goes on to the next step. Okay, git reset 4 steps back. That's fine. Or in worst case, I will just roll back everything. I know what's the problem, and then I'll do it myself. In just a couple of minutes, if this didn't work, we continue doing the same concept of like git stashing everything and redoing everything again from scratch. Got stuck again. Let's continue. Upstream branch, yes, you need that. Completely reset, exactly what I wanted to do. Imagine the future that the speed of these LLMs are super fast. It's going to be different. The outcome of product development will change dramatically. A lot of people are doing this. Don't worry, this is me. Come on, cursor, don't fail me here. Actually, this tool is so cool. A lot of YouTubers could use it when they're doing it, recordings, right? I think it's gonna be all right now because we have git ignore. This is exactly the steps that I wanted to do myself, like stash everything, get init from start. One thing it will not know is the git remote config. Yep, it doesn't know about it, so that step I can do it myself. I think it was this one, not 20 minutes ago. This should do the job, right? There is no API key there. .local.json. I think this is the correct one. It's too slow. Let's go and do it our way. There we go. Upstream. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Yes, done. Okay, so now we have all the code available here. What is this code? This is the code that, the settings basically that Taskmaster, Taskmaster, master task? Yeah, Taskmaster created. So now, what's the next step? I'm gonna clean the entire chat and do something. I would like to create some concept, that concept of the Chrome extension that we're going to build. I'm going to turn on my microphone and I'm going to talk to see if the microphone is still working. And it's working. And I'm going to talk about the future of this Chrome extension that we're going to build. I need something. What do I need? I need from my workflow the API. So I'm going to copy this here. And I'm going to copy this in here. And I'm gonna, as I said, screenshots. Let's take a screenshot of the whole thing and start talking. I would like you to build a simple Chrome extension that would do an API call to this endpoint and get the post from the LinkedIn post, literally by clicking a button that is on each post that I have given to this particular button. So there should be a button next to each post. When I scroll on my LinkedIn page, I should see a button that is kind of like AI generated button or something. And then when I click that, it should get the entire post of the LinkedIn post that I'm interacting with or I want to leave a comment to. And then it should send it as an example that I have given below. And then when the response is back, it should be used to copy it in the clipboard and also save it back in the, or basically insert it in the text box of the comment box of the LinkedIn post. So please do not generate any code yet. I just want you to generate a PRD document, a product requirement document. So what I did was I literally dumped the idea of what I want to build. I put it there. Now it's gonna start doing some stuff. Before I click on enter, I would like to make sure that one thing is done properly. I want to go to the MCP server here, and it's running. Perfect. All good. Now, this AI agent that I installed in Start Task Manager is going to take over this request from Cursor, and will go and create this product requirement document, PRD, for me. So now I am expecting a kind of button to click and then give access to the MCP server of Task Runner. Otherwise, then basically I have a command to run, a terminal command. So it is still the cursor taking care of it, Sonnet 4. Not the AI agent that we installed, but the moment when this AI agent will take over will come, when it generates the tasks and so on.
The AI agent that you installed
Taskmaster. Taskmaster is an AI agent that we installed that helps the other AI agent, which is Cursor itself, to kind of in combination work together and build this PRD for us. To be honest, under the hood, I believe that already this structure that Taskmaster that created already helps the Cursor AI agent to a certain extent. So, no, this one was by Cursor. Because for some reason I used Taskmaster here. I didn't wake up Taskmaster. I didn't say like, hey, Taskmaster, go create the PRD. So here you see this PRD.txt. There was an example PRD that Taskmaster created for me earlier, and now this PRD is. But if I go to terminal, and then I say Taskmaster must, I think it is also in TM, no, Taskmaster, like this. And then I say status, was it status? No, help, I think, will give me all the commands that I have for Taskmaster. Then it appears here, parse PRD. So, oh, now I remember. So the PRD you generated through any LLM. Right now, we generated Claude Sonnet 4 using Cursor. We have a PRD. A document that has everything in here. What is this document? It says like, it's linked in AI comment generator, blah, blah, blah. We can also kind of like, let's name it prompt pilot. So you engage in a conversation with any LLM, be it ChatGPT on the ChatGPT UI, be it Claude Sonnet here, yet the interaction between Taskmaster and your code base is not yet started. Once that starts, you will see the magic happening. And then now it changed all the names from that to pilot, prompt, perfect. Now my PRD is ready. Let's do it ready. Because we have literally 25 minutes left for this session, I assume that this PRD is correct. Because it's very simple conversation, I believe on Claude 4 Sonnet, it must have got it right.
If you would not use this Taskmaster, it basically means it would take much longer.
Not only longer, but perhaps you cannot do it right in the first time. Why? Because Taskmaster has been being built for the past 3 months, and this developer somewhere in the world spent too much time on doing that much of prompt engineering, and then you will see in a minute inside this script tool, script folder, it will create tasks like task 1, task 2, task 3, and then it will evaluate it, and then it will shuffle it, it will create dependencies, basically like a project manager, running all these little chunking tasks in smaller pieces and so on. So Taskmaster generates all of that tasks for us in these TXT files, and then it generates the code, and then the quality of the code is much better, and then the LLM understands it and then hallucinates less.
Why is
Eventually, probably either Taskmaster will be acquired by Cursor, or Cursor will release a feature like this. Yeah.
Cursor has a memory bank. It's kind of
Cursor has a memory bank.
That's something similar to the structures you are showing.
Okay.
Called memory bank.
I don't know that. I need to learn that. Good point.
From client and then migrates to Cursor.
Oh, okay. I will double check that, but you'll see that in just a minute. So let's do this. Get CP. Let's assume that the PRD is correct. I'm gonna push it. Added PRD. Okay. I just added the PRD.txt. It's pushed in my GitHub. If I go here and refresh, you can see this. I hate having no files. Let's can you please take that PRD and generate a nice README file for me here? It's going to be a Chrome extension, so put the instruction for installing a Chrome extension on your local computer using the dev mode and so on. Let's add the README and then release the Kraken to generate the code and stuff. I assume it's working. So you guys can literally go and see this live at home later on from the live tab here, okay? And you can also watch the last workshop I had 10 days ago. Okay, still README is generating. This is still this one. Meanwhile, I will show you how to do the next command, which is basically a command line, which is parse PRD. And how you execute it, this is a switch, it's called a switch, and then you input the file name, okay? But I think through the MCP, we can get it literally through the UI. We'll try first with the UI, okay? So the README file is generated here. Let's check this out, nicely done. Let's push it to GitHub. There we go, nice README. Okay, now is the time to ask to release Taskmaster. I don't know if it's gonna work, but I believe in LLMs. Let's see. If it works, I should see a button that gives permission to this MCP. This is the time when Taskmaster will take over, but it's just a UI thing. If it didn't work, I'm going to stop it and then go to the terminal. There we go. There we go. My trust on LLMs has never been free. So this UI inside cursor is the result of that MCP configuration that we did, this one, or this MCP configuration that we have done here. So we configured this MCP server with all those credentials, and now from our conversation, a simple tool calling is happening, and this MCP server is basically like this MCP setting, all this MCP setting allowed cursor to read this text, and then based on that text, change the UI in a way that it will trigger another beast, which is going to be the Taskmaster. Some love for Taskmaster. And it's coming. Please, everyone, be ready with your remote controllers so that we can see the magic happening now. It's magic moment. So now I'm letting the Taskmaster run. Taking care of this. It is running on the terminal, and it's running in the backend. And at the same time, I can also do this. If I say Taskmaster list, I can see things in here. Right now, there is no tasks generated yet. So you can see here, no task is generated, but it is doing something. It's right now running scripts and doing initialization successful. I think this is the bug that I was talking. No, there's no bug. It's still running. Looks good. I keep running. I wish I would have run it through the terminal. It looks much cooler in the terminal. So it is now trying to run it through the terminal. I'm not going to use this one. I'm going to copy this, keep rolling the recording. The actual Taskmaster magic will happen here. So if you see the command, it's basically doing that thing. Taskmaster parse PRD script prd.txt. And now is the time that it is running. Come on, show me some magic. Well, this is not Taskmaster. This is just basically vibe stage that I built in C++ and Node.js. So it's now running. It's going to take some time, okay? Because it's now trying to understand everything, the logic. It does a lot of calls in the backend, and it fails. Okay, it fails because it cannot get the Anthropic API key. Yep, it's an API key credit limit. No, this is, I believe this is a bug in Taskmaster. Last night the same thing happened, and then I went on with the UI, and then I got the whole thing up and running. So my API key, for some reason, I think this Anthropic API key that I have set up here is not visible for that, or in here. Whatever is the reason. The terminal failed, and then I ran it through the UI, and then it worked. Again here. Yeah, it seems to not have credit, but I have credit. It's not true. For some reason, it cannot pick the API key properly. I have some 25 euros or something, and I think it's enough money for this. So the UI of Cursor can somehow still communicate with Taskmaster and send all these API keys, but the terminal itself may have some bug. It cannot read the env files. We'll trust this and wait for this terminal to run for a little bit. Oh, meanwhile, I can do one more thing and find that other project that I did last night. And show you guys the other UI for Taskmaster in there. It's gonna take for a long time because it does a lot of ChatGPT calls or whatever Anthropic calls. We check this is not the project, right? Let me see the project that I literally span off in here. The one that I showed you guys here. This one. Does it not have like a name or something that I can search? LinkedIn Engagement Assistant. Show me the folder, dude. Here, postpal. So I need to go to that folder, and then you should see all that thing happening. Postpal. Here, this one, yes. So in here, what it last night did was it created did stash the scripts and everything. No. Then it is another project. I have an idea. Let's use code so that we have separation, that I don't bloat the memory of that one. Now, since I have, sorry, not there, but on the entire projects. It's one of those projects, so we can do a quick search. I remember the task was called something like task .txt. It must be this one. Exactly, script. So it generated that one. It's in postpal then, scripts. Anyways, maybe this other one is already creating the outcome for us. This is weird. I really want to show you guys that page of when you have it, then it looks something like this. This Taskmaster list will show you a table of all the tasks that it created from it. And then all the tasks are shown up here. And then it takes care of the list. Unknown model. Okay, this is... No, this is a failed demo in here because it's not triggering the UI component, and it's going back to the terminal. And then, there we go. It is using the UI. Please work. Don't switch to terminal. Once it triggers, then it creates a lot of tasks here. It takes the entire PRD document, like all of these documents, and then it creates, there we go, another MCP call. That's nice. Okay, that's also nice. Yes, I think we passed the error point. Now let me parse the PRD. Nice, please parse the PRD. So architecturally speaking, what is happening right now is that this UI, this MCP call is going to the backend of the terminal application called Taskmaster. And this is basically the UI of it. And the UI is broken, but the backend is not broken. Or at least I believe it's not broken. I really want to see this working. Otherwise, we can pick a video from the internet and see it. There are some other YouTubers covering this tool already. So it keeps giving me the errors. Maybe I'm doing something wrong with the configuration. Let's spend like 2 minutes to make sure that I don't overcomplicate this. I did that. I went to cursor. I put this one in. Yeah. That's... From my side, I don't think anything is wrong. I think it worked. Yep, it worked. It is working. Now it jumped over that bridge where we were seeing a problem, and now it's creating the tasks. So what's happening here is it created wonderful. It worked. Perfect. So what is right now happening, we somehow found, there we go, beautiful, I love it. So this generated a lot of tasks now. What is the whole concept of this tool? It takes this big task, chunks it in smaller pieces like this, and then when you go to the terminal, and then you run this one. Let's double check if this is the one. You added readme, that's correct. And if I run Taskmaster list, fingers crossed, there we go. So I see a table of all the tasks with the status. Show me some love, man. So now the entire task of this Chrome extension development is in your terminal. But this is not only for us to see, okay, these are the tasks, these are the priority, this has a dependency on that one has a dependency on that one. This is for AI, for the AI brain. So what happens now is it starts generating code. And it starts generating code when I run the tool. Since it has like a lot of more information in it, it creates the code in in an extremely high quality manner as compared to like literally vibe coding and touching the LLM with all the tasks. So I'm down here. No.
Taskmaster only works with cursor or also with other?
It can be configured with others as well, as it shows on their page, with Windsurf, with others and so on. So it has an MCP server, so the MCP can communicate with everything, like perhaps even with Claude Code as well.
Yeah, it showed Claude there. So
That might be not Claude Code, or yeah, it's what I mean is like Claude Code. Claude Code is another. It's a terminal thing that you can run in terminal running code. So you can have one terminal and then another terminal AI agent talking to each other. Okay, so now it says, I'm done. Do you want me to generate this? It's beautiful. Like, look, everything is in git ignore. Like all the tasks are in git ignore. This resonates with my approach. Therefore, I'm paying too much attention, too much credits to them, because they built something that I have been talking about on the internet for a long time. So it created the temp folder, it created all the tasks, all what I used to do manually is now done for me. And in a very nice way, look at that. And not only that, but also I get a terminal command where I can see things. And I can keep an eye on the progress of things. Now let this thing begin. So it says that, ready to start building your LinkedIn AI comment generator? Literally by pressing yes last night, the whole thing was generated in one go. And now I'm looking forward to this to see if it works. So it is asking me to do this. I'm gonna do this quick execution of one. It's creating a manifest JSON, perfect. For those of you who know how to build a Chrome extension, manifest JSON is your first thing. And it already has a plan for that. This plan, Chrome extension infrastructure setup. And as it progresses, you will see that it updates those tasks. And this is so nice. I really like this tool. And I just got to know it like last night. I'm giving a workshop about this, it's crazy. But I think in about 2 weeks, I'll generate a lot of more high quality content about this. And we'll see how it goes. It's amazing. Let me run the list one more time here. It may have changed something here. You can see it says in progress. That's beautiful. So it's right now the progress is ongoing. We'll see it in just a minute.
Finally, the AI models, APIs you use was and Perplexity?
Yes. So Anthropic is used for the code generation and Perplexity for searching the internet. Because this little Taskmaster AI agent is using a lot of different tools to kind of like generate that TXT files under the hood. So it's now creating the pop-up CSS file. This is the CSS that goes along with popup.html. So all of them are now happening, but in a very clear way of what goes where. Like literally, I have seen people I was watching a lot of videos. I collected a lot of resources for you guys. I will leave it in the WhatsApp channel. I have seen people saying that I let it running for 15 minutes. 15 minutes later, I come back, everything is done. So it goes on an autopilot and it just keeps going on and on and on and on. And then it builds the whole thing for you in one go, in one shot. So, yeah, it has a 25 calls limit or something. It will ask me once it, Vulu or Hulu or something is a setting that you can turn on. Here, you can see that N8N workflow endpoint is also used inside this popup.js. So things are going in that direction. If I would have prompted cursor directly without using this extra AI agent tool, the outcome would not be this cool and this easy. Let's check this out. So still it's in progress of setting up the whole thing.
So how you would do it before, you would generate the PRD, and for each each of these features that you haven't appeared?
I was doing it manually myself, yes.
Task by task prompting it, right?
Exactly.
And that basically did it for you and like in seconds.
In seconds. And this is not a good way to kind of like build a whole feature in one go. If you let Taskmaster on one small little feature. Like right now what we are doing is we are building a whole Chrome extension in one go.
Yes.
What I would do it differently in a production or in a normal environment is I would go and create one little piece at a time, one little task at a time. And then in between each task, I would also run my git commit, git push, so that I have everything in place. So right now it says that I'm done, and you have built everything. One small practice that I know works all the time is like, you can ask the LLM to do this. Can you please double check everything that you have done based on this task, if it's working fine, and double check it basically. And then when you ask the LLM to double check your code or your execution, it goes on and then puts a lot of check marks, green check marks, something like this. But apparently, this is already in one of those like MCP rules. It says like when you're done, that double check. So therefore, I think I see the green check marks already. I haven't read the prompts that this dude wrote, the author of Taskmaster. But I believe this kind of prompting that I used to do in my vibe coding workflows until yesterday was done like that. So the moment of truth, let's run it and see if it works. So we're literally on time, like 8:30. If it works, then we call it a day. If it doesn't work, we'll still call it a day, and then we'll see what we can do. So I load it and don't break. Okay, didn't break. Nice. So it's called the problem is I have too many prompt pilots now. Prompt pilot. I have 4 of them. I was getting ready for this workshop, so that one I think is from the old time. This is the one that we have created newly. Yes, this is the right folder. So we will pin this little thing up on the here. Let's refresh. Prompt pilot, not with the logo, the one without the logo. This one, I think. This broken logo. Oops, that looks so cool. And look at this. Oh my God, look at that. It thought about one thing that it caught me totally unguarded. How do you call it in English? Like unexpected. So I didn't expect this to give me a way to change the endpoint. So let's run it and see if it works. I'm betting a lot of my things on this. This is not good. My social capital is going to drain if I keep betting like this and if it fails. But since I've been working with these tools lately, I feel comfortable betting. So I'm testing it with Postman to make sure that the workflow is working. The workflow is working. Now I'm going to the Chrome extension. I run the Chrome extension, insert automatically, copy, that's good. Oh, even it put a test API. Let's do a test API and see if it works. There we go, it is working. So let me see, where do I put the comment? One thing it didn't get is putting a comment button like this. The last time I did was like this button was there. Perhaps. Yeah, it cannot, or it did not pick the button. Maybe it is looking for the DOM of the feed. Let's check there.
This button is from the previous one.
This one is from the previous one. This is from the previous one. This is the one that I created with Taskmaster. This is the one that I created with my old school way of doing things. But right now it doesn't have it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of this piece, like literally the block from here, I think, the block from here, and copy outer HTML, and then go to our prompt tester, and then say that, paste it here on the top. Well, this is good. I can see the Chrome extension, but I don't see a button next to the post, so that the post entire content can be extracted based on that. Can you please make sure that you have the right query selectors in order to inject the button for generating the comments on the DOM? This is a sample of the DOM that I brought from LinkedIn. You can also see this screenshot for further details. So, okay. Don't forget to git push, git commit. Otherwise, if AI hallucinates, then it can ruin a lot of things. Added Chrome extension. Stupid commenting, but it's just an educational content, so it's okay. Now I say check the screenshot. I'm going to bring the screenshot here. Okay, let's see what happens. So this button that was added was so crazy. Like this happened in one go, and it has all the features that I was looking for. And literally the answer that it generates is also good. One thing it hallucinated, which was a part of my my missing prompt, was it added the API key inside the local storage of the ChatGPT, like the Chrome extension, which is not okay. But for an LLM finding the solution with a minimal way, because there I was prompting it only for the front end, not with the whole workflow. I was just trying out Taskmaster, and this was so crazy, and it worked very well. So here, Taskmaster took again the control from cursor, and it's trying to understand the problem, probably find out the solution. Oh, I think the tasks are not done. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, the tasks are not done. So the content script foundation is in progress. So we need to let this go to create the whole thing. Here, the AI button injection system is pending task. It is not done yet. So I was testing it. It was a human problem, but let's wait for that. We have the space until 9 o'clock, but we will wrap it up in like 10 minutes, even if it was not finished. That's fine? And I know it was a very long session. You guys are super bored. I'm not. I'm talking. So please leave if you want to. You can use the recording later on for the last moments. But it's much more interesting than Netflix. So keep watching. This setup is really nice. Do you guys actually watch movies here?
Yeah.
Do you have movie nights? That's nice. Like 2 sofas laying down there. All right, so it's cranking some numbers.
I have more like an off-topic question.
Yes.
Why do you use Whisper and not the text-to-speech function which is built into macOS?
I do that. I used to do that. It's still there, and I'm using it. But the quality of this that is inside Mac OS is not good. Or Super Whisper is much better because.
I have no problems with it, to be honest.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, good for you.
Just curious why you use
Yeah. No, I used to use that for like many years. I've been building voice technology companies for 7 years now.
Yeah.
I'm so much a voice guy, and my last company, as I showed it in the pictures in the start.
Me too.
Yeah, it's voice technology is good. Yeah.
I mean, since this LLM models like you and basically just talking to them and not typing them. Which is
It makes a lot of sense, exactly. It makes a lot of sense to talk to your computer than typing, because you talk to a 140 minutes, words per minute speed, but you type, I think, 60 words per minute. It's much faster to talk than to type.
It's just a problem if you're not on your own in your office.
Yes. Oh, definitely, yeah, obviously. If you're in an office and you need to make sure that you're not disturbing others, don't talk, type. But most often nowadays, everybody is doing like a lot of
How much
work.
is it free, the Super Whisper?
Well, Super Whisper is free for certain models, but it's not. I don't have the free one. So here you can see that another task is done. We can continue with the rest of the tasks, so that we can see the whole thing.
It's not free, it's well, so I'm just asking for Super Whisper.
Okay, our live session is going on. Nice. So officially we're running for 2.5 hours.
What is the software that you use to zoom in your...
It's a Chrome, it's a Mac OS accessibility tool. You hold the control and then you scroll up and down. You need to turn it on and off from accessibility settings somewhere. It's a feature of Chrome. Chrome, Mac OS. It's only my second time running this thing, and I'm so excited about the future of possibilities of products that one can build, especially in real life work. I'm not doing workshops full time. It's just my hobby. I do it full time. I'm a software engineer. I build software for SMEs and scale ups. In world of like SMEs, big code bases, Cursor usually struggles a lot, especially in monorepos. Now with this tool, it's much easier to work on those big projects, because now you don't have only those rules off the shelf for you, all the setup and everything, but the way this MCP integration here works is much, much cooler than the way Cursor is parsing things out. But imagine if a single person, I believe it's a single person who built this, if in 3 months could build such a tool with this MCP integration, imagine what Cursor can build, a native feature of Cursor doing this kind of a workflow. And Alejandro, you said there is a feature like this in Cursor called what?
Memory bank.
Memory bank. So there is a feature, but I'm not sure why it didn't cross 1.5K.
Yeah,
It's this one. It's also an open source. It's not from Cursor. Look, it is from someone else.
yeah, but they
Perth.
are like implementing something like this. But
This is the one that you were talking about. Okay. Yeah, it's also in beta, and it's not as famous as Taskmaster. 1.5K stars. Modular documentation-driven framework using Cursor custom data. Okay, it goes exactly in that direction. Yeah. And for those of you who are interested about building startups, I'm done. Of the 3 startups, I'm done. I'm not gonna do one. I have got a really cool startup idea using a fork of this Taskmaster, and then only build connectors. So everything you do here, you're basically building a lot of knowledge base here. A developer creates a lot of knowledge base. If you create connectors of this from this project management tool sitting inside the terminal with Asana, with Jira, with Monday.com, and so on, and then you do a few connections here, and then it basically takes all that knowledge that is being generated here locally with the developer, it feeds it to Asana and Jira and all the other tools. This kind of a tool can be sold, because the knowledge of the communication that's going through the brain of a developer on a daily basis in an organization it's going through this tool. This tool is actually doing a lot of good job, and at the same time, this connector, the connector of Taskmaster and Jira will fetch all the data, move it back to Jira, so that you don't lose the knowledge of your thing. And then once you have, that doesn't need to be Jira, but maybe it is somewhere in your own cloud, and then it has a link to Jira, because in Jira you have your project management. And then imagine in 1 year time you have built all these features, and you accumulated all of that knowledge of your individual developers interacting with LLM, producing code. You have your code, and then you have all these interactions. You basically have generated a lot of data. Imagine 1 year of development. And then you fine-tune a model based on that data, based on your code base. This is, what do you call it, a gold mine of data. You're generating every day, you're storing it, and the whole inspiration of this startup is just a small tool on the internet that I just discovered it. It is built in JavaScript, pure JavaScript, for those of you who love JavaScript. I have been writing JavaScript for 17 years in a row, nonstop. Even not TypeScript. So it's a very immature project, having even a production build right now. It started 3 months ago, and it's literally driving me crazy. I love this tool, or I love this concept, this approach of doing this. So this dude is sitting somewhere in Canada. AI Toldiano. Let's keep running the tool and find AI Toldiano.
Let's see who of this is this.
Exactly. I don't want to kind of like spy on everyone, but
Should I write AI Toledano and the tool? Because usually.
Taskmaster, you mean? So big shout out to this guy.
Or maybe in Google basically.
Or in Perplexity.
Yeah.
He is now on Twitter, but usually these kind of developers prefer dark mode, and they sit in a dark basement, so they're not so public. He was on Twitter. Yeah, I will find him, and I'll send him this workshop video. So it is going on. Let's see how many tasks did it finish. And we are 15. There we go. It is done a lot of tasks so far. It went through clipboard AI button injection. So apparently, the AI button injection should already work. So for those of you who know how to create Chrome extensions, you need to click on this and reload it. It doesn't have this so-called auto reload feature, so it's fine. Let's see if now I see a button on the post. Come on, show me. Don't fail me here. Yeah, we could.
The button, but it's hide.
The what?
Yeah. AI comment and next to AI comment.
Oh yeah. True. It just appended it to the. Wait a minute, Jonah. I'm gonna tidy it up for everyone. Like you are gonna pretend that you have never seen this button before. I'm gonna tidy it up for Jonah's Instagram pictures. I'm gonna take this out from here, and let's go and see if the button is there. And it doesn't work. Why is it so? Okay, so let's see if the button is done. Oh wow, it created the button. Nice, cool. That was so scripted. So this is the button. Let's see if it works. Indeed, we need to first run our workflow, NA10 workflow. There we go. Run the workflow, and okay, this can keep running. I'm gonna go here and click this button. Generating, fingers crossed. There we go. It created it. Perhaps it pasted it. There we go. It pasted on the Chrome in the thing. This is crazy. Like the amount of work that went through this. Incredible work turning into document. That's wonderful. We build docs. Oh, it is from Jordan, from the CEO of Vapi. Actually, I'm going to use it. Wait a minute, what it says. Incredible turning documentation into an interactive experience. The integration of Llama Cloud Vapi. I'm excited to see. By the way, I love Vapi and run monthly workshops in Berlin, teaching people to build Samantha from 2013 movie. There we go. I used the tool myself at the end of the day. Let's call it a day. Thank you so much. That was an intensive 3 hours. And the only thing that I'm requesting you guys, is to please do a shout out on LinkedIn. That's the only way that you can feed back the giant algorithm of LinkedIn and my post can go viral. That's a very humble request if you guys can do that. And it doesn't cost you any money. Let's call it a day. Thank you so much. Thanks. So I'm going to stop first Riverside. And we ran on a very slow internet. That is cool. Finally, it worked.